A girl named Dorothy lived on an ordinary Kansas farm. With her dog Toto, Dorothy often dreamed of a world somewhere over the rainbow. Then one day, the sky suddenly turned black, and a giant tornado approached the farm frighteningly. Dorothy, quick, to the storm cellar. But a frightened Toto ran into the house, and Dorothy ran back in to save him. In such a hurry, she didn't even notice one of her shoes had slipped off. Dorothy found Toto, but it was too late. The house was swept up whole by the giant tornado and rose high into the sky. Dorothy and Toto, along with the house, flew far, far away. After some time, the house landed with a thud in a strange land. When Dorothy carefully opened the door, a beautiful, dreamlike, magical land stretched out before her. Just then, the brilliantly shining Good Witch of the North approached Dorothy and spoke. "Thank you so much, my dear. Your house has defeated the Wicked Witch of the East, who plagued this land. These are the magical silver shoes that the Wicked Witch was wearing." When she put on the silver shoes, they magically transformed into sparkling red shoes that fit her perfectly. When Dorothy asked how to get back to Kansas, the Good Witch pointed to the yellow brick road. "Follow that yellow brick road to the Emerald City. The Great Wizard of Oz might be able to help you." And so, Dorothy put on the magical red shoes and began her long journey with Toto.
Follow the yellow brick road, Dorothy. It will lead you to Oz.
Dorothy had to find the Great Wizard of Oz to return home. While walking the yellow brick road, Dorothy met a lonely scarecrow in a cornfield. The scarecrow wanted to have a brain. Dorothy decided to leave with the scarecrow. In the woods, they found the Tin Woodman. More than anything else, the Tin Woodman desperately wanted a warm heart. The Woodman also decided to go with them to see Oz. Just then, a huge lion blocked their path. But the lion was only big. He was actually a very cowardly lion. The lion's wish was to have courage, to fear nothing in the world. On their way to the Emerald City, the friends came to a beautiful poppy field. The strong scent of the poppies made Dorothy, Toto, and the lion fall fast asleep. "Wake up, lion. If you sleep here, you'll never wake up."
The Tin Woodman, made of tin, was also unaffected by the scent.
The Tin Woodman carried the sleeping pair from the dangerous field. The friends, having overcome the crisis together, felt a much stronger bond. After walking for some time, an incredible sight unfolded before their eyes. A deep emerald city wall and numerous towers sparkled like jewels in the sunlight. Gazing at the Emerald City, the friends thought of their wishes.
Finally, Dorothy and her friends arrived at the Emerald City, where the Great Wizard of Oz lived. Their hearts pounded with the hope that all their wishes would soon come true. Inside the Emerald City was a beautiful and mysterious place, sparkling all over with green light. The friends were mesmerized by the splendor of the castle and looked around everywhere. Finally, it was their turn to meet Oz. The guardian of the gates led the friends one by one into Oz's room. Before Dorothy, who entered first, Oz appeared as a giant head and spoke. "Destroy the wicked witch of the West. Then I will send you back to Kansas." To the Scarecrow, Oz appeared as a beautiful lady. To the Tin Woodman, Oz appeared as a terrifying beast. Finally, to the Lion, Oz appeared as a ball of fire. But Oz's answer was the same for all of them. He wouldn't grant their wishes until the Wicked Witch of the West was destroyed. The friends were disappointed, but decided to accept the difficult task to achieve their wishes. Dorothy and her friends set off on the road again.
The friends entered a dark and dreary forest. Not knowing what might happen, they all tread carefully. Meanwhile, the Wicked Witch was watching everything from her castle through a magic crystal ball.
How dare they set foot in my land?
Angry, the witch summoned her servants, the winged monkeys.
Go, capture that girl and the lion.
Fly, fly.
Unaware of anything, Dorothy and her friends continued walking through the forest. Just then, the sky darkened and countless winged monkeys appeared. The monkeys instantly surrounded the friends. The monkeys attacked fiercely. Dorothy, Toto, and the lion trembled in fear. The winged monkeys knocked down the Scarecrow and captured the Tin Woodman. They tried to fight back bravely, but there were too many monkeys. In the end, the lion and the Tin Woodman were tightly bound with strong ropes. And the winged monkeys grabbed Dorothy and Toto and flew high into the sky. Dorothy called out to her friends, but it was no use. She was taken straight to the witch's dark castle.
The Wicked Witch greatly coveted the shoes Dorothy wore.
Hand over the slippers, Dorothy. They belong to me, and I always get what I want.
Dorothy's friends were also captured and ended up imprisoned. The friends were sad and shed tears because they couldn't save Dorothy.
Don't lose hope, my friend.
But they
We've been in
didn't
tighter
lose hope.
spots than this.
The Wicked Witch made Dorothy her servant and forced her to clean the castle every day. Dorothy was afraid she wouldn't be able to return home, but she endured bravely. One day, the witch came to Dorothy bringing Toto. The witch said she'd hurt Dorothy and Toto if she didn't get the shoes. Angry, Dorothy picked up a nearby bucket of water and threw it forcefully at the witch. And what happened next? As soon as the water touched her, the witch screamed, flashed with light, and then disappeared. Dorothy picked up the golden cap left where the witch had disappeared. When the witch disappeared, the monkeys cheered. With the power of the golden cap, Dorothy rescued all her friends who were imprisoned. Reunited, the friends embraced each other and cried out with joy. As the owner of the golden cap, Dorothy could make 3 wishes to the winged monkeys.
Take us to the Emerald City.
The friends headed towards the castle, hopeful of meeting Oz again. Having defeated the Wicked Witch of the West, Dorothy and her friends returned to the Emerald City with the help of the winged monkeys. The citizens of the Emerald City cheered loudly as they saw the heroes who had defeated the witch. The friends waited, expecting Oz to grant their wishes now, but the guardian of the gate said Oz wouldn't see them. Dorothy was disappointed, but she didn't give up and pleaded once more. Finally, the group entered Oz's throne room again. "Do not disturb me. Go back and wait for now." Just then, Toto discovered an old man hiding behind a curtain. The great and terrible Wizard Oz was not actually a wizard. "I'm sorry, I'm just an ordinary man who landed here by mistake in a hot air balloon." Although Oz had no magic, he filled the Scarecrow's head with sharp pins and straw, gifting him brains. For the Tin Woodman, he put a heart made of pretty silk into his chest.
Received love.
And he made the Cowardly Lion drink some sparkling liquid. The Cowardly Lion felt courage surging within him.
The bravest person.
To take Dorothy back to Kansas, Oz fixed the hot air balloon he had arrived in. "Come on, let's get in. Off to Kansas." But suddenly, Toto saw a cat and jumped out. The rope snapped, and the balloon floated away into the sky, carrying only Oz. Dorothy had missed her chance to return home. Having lost the chance to go home right before her eyes, Dorothy looked up at the sky in deep sadness. While Dorothy was grieving, the Scarecrow, who now had smart brains, thought of a good idea.
The suggestion was to find Glinda, the Good Witch of the South. The entire group agreed.
Now, Dorothy and her friends begin a new adventure to send Dorothy back home.
Dorothy and her friends set off to find Glinda, the Good Witch of the South. But the road to the south was perilous. Fearsome fighting trees blocked their path. The Tin Woodman bravely chopped away the branches with his axe, clearing the way. As they went deeper into the forest, a giant monster spider appeared. The now courageous lion bravely charged the monster spider. The lion defeated the spider with a mighty roar. Leaving the forest, they were blocked by the Hammerheads tribe at a cliff.
"Dorothy, use the golden cap,"
shouted the Scarecrow, now clever with his brains. Dorothy put on the golden cap and summoned the winged monkeys.
Please take us to Glinda's castle.
To grant the golden cap's wish, the monkeys carried the group up into the sky. The monkeys flew over the cliff to the beautiful palace in the south. Arriving at the palace, Dorothy thanked the monkeys. Dorothy freed the monkeys by returning the golden cap. Finally, the group met the beautiful and wise witch, Glinda.
"Dorothy, you already have the power to return to Kansas. The silver shoes you wear hold that power. You just need to click your heels together 3 times and wish to go home."
Finding the way home meant it was time to say goodbye.
Oh, Scarecrow, I'll miss you.
"Me too. I'll return to the Emerald City and become its wise ruler."
Next, she said goodbye to the Tin Woodman.
Tin Woodman, I'll never forget your kind heart.
Thank you. I'll go west and become the new ruler of the Winkies.
Finally, she said goodbye to the lion.
Lion, you're truly a brave king now.
Thanks to you, I'll return to the forest and be the king who protects the animals. Goodbye, Dorothy.
Dorothy hugged Toto tightly and said her final goodbyes to her friends.
Magic shoes, take me home.
With a flash of sparkling light, Dorothy vanished. When Dorothy opened her eyes, she was right in front of her house in Kansas, the place she longed for. Just then, Aunt Em saw Dorothy and ran towards her in disbelief.
Dorothy!
Aunt Em, I missed you so much.
Dorothy hugged her aunt tightly. After a long, long adventure, Dorothy was finally back in her beloved home.